culture shock USA versus France. 10 things America does better than France. Reasons I miss the USA. This is going to be a super interesting video to jump into. Before we do, like 80% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel. If you're one of the 80%, I appreciate if you can hit that subscribe button down below. I'm also posting a lot of extra content on my Patreon page. If you guys want to help support me over there, link is in description. But yeah, let's jump into this and check out the 10 reasons why she misses the USA.
Now, I tried to find some pretty obscure ones so that it's maybe things you've never heard of. So you'll have to let me know in the comments below if you were surprised by anything.
Right.
I saved my absolute favorite for number 10, which is the last one, so try to stick with me until the end. And otherwise, please don't forget to like the video and of course subscribe to the channel.
Her link will be in the description.
And c'est parti. All right, I don't even own a car in France, but I still miss drive-thrus. Drive-thrus are such a great invention. And in the US, we have drive-thrus for a...
Wait, did they have drive-thrus at all in France? Like, in the UK, we got drive-thrus, but, like, not as many in America.
Not just fast food. We have them for pharmacies.
That's
we have them
mad.
For banks. We have them for grocery stores, for
Banks.
liquor stores, of course, for fast food. There's a lot of places that have drive-thrus. And I really, especially as some of you know, I'm a new mom. And I now really understand the convenience of being able to not...
Don't tell me they have drive-thru nurseries. You probably do. Imagine, like, you pull up with your car and you just, like, put your baby through the window. Wait, that sounds so bad. But... It wouldn't be surprised me if there's something like that, bro.
Get out of the car when you've got a sleeping baby and be able to run a couple of errands. And in France, there's really not that many drive-thrus. I think I've only been to a drive-thru at McDonald's. So
okay, so they got the drive-thrus at
McDonald's. Let me know in the comments
McDonald's.
below if you think there are a lot more, but after 10 years, I've hardly ever used a drive-thru in France when I do have a car.
Yeah, in the UK, the only drive-thrus we have is like your Starbucks, McDonald's, Burger King, KFC. Does Costa have one? Maybe. But that's about it.
So I feel like that's something that we could change
just food and drink
a little bit over there. But fun fact, there are some cities in the US that are starting to ban new establishments that have drive-thrus.
What?
Because they're saying that when someone's like grabbing their groceries, they're kind of distracted as they pull away from the drive-thru, and it's really not safe for pedestrians. So maybe we're moving more into like a no drive-thru type of life later.
Wait, who's grabbing groceries and driving in? Bro, you can stop, right? Who's grabbing groceries and driving? No, wait, nah. They're stopping to... That didn't make sense. That didn't make sense. There's no way they would ban him for that.
But I do find these to be really convenient, and I miss them. If you've seen any of my videos, you probably have noticed that I mention at least once in my video how much I love the healthcare in France. So I'm a huge fan, but there's one thing that the US does way better than France, and it has to do with your prescriptions. So in the US, when you go to the doctor and they prescribe medication, they ask you the pharmacy that you'll be picking your medication up, and then they send electronically the prescription to the pharmacy. So then you just have to drive over there and give your name and your insurance and your ID.
And of course, there's a drive-thru for it. Of course.
Card, and they give you the medication. In France, the doctor gives you yourself the prescription, and you have to keep this paper. You cannot lose it because you...
Yeah, I think that... I don't know if they've changed it because I haven't had one in years. But that's the same in the UK. You go to the doctors, you'll get a piece of paper that you have to keep, and then you have to go to the pharmacy and like check it in, kind of. And the wait is so long. Well, when I last did it, which was years ago, it was. But yeah, in America, it seems easy. Just electronically, just go over there, go to the drive-thru, grab it, go. Yeah.
You take it to the pharmacy to pick up the medication. If you need any refills, you need it to go back to get your refills. And I'm sorry, but it is just a pain in the ass. I'm always like, wait, why do I have to hold it? Can't you just like send it directly to the pharmacy? I lose things all the time.
America does it better, man.
It's such a pain to lose a prescription that you need to refill. High school experience in the US is such a legend for, I think, a lot of people in the world, not just the French.
Yeah.
And if
the
you've
movies,
seen any
shows.
of the movies like Mean Girls, I can tell you that some of this stuff is true, and some of it, for me, is a bit of an exaggeration.
Is American high school like High School Musical? Because that's what I'm imagining.
But one thing we don't exaggerate is sports. Sports at a high school is really big because you've got the people who are actually playing the sports. You've got the entire school that comes and supports it. You've got the cheerleaders. Yeah. You've got the mascots. It's like this whole community of people that's all supporting your school. And Honestly, it's such a good memory and was so much a part of my life when I was.
Yeah, in the UK, when it comes to school sports, nobody really cares. The only people that's going to turn up and watch is probably the parents, and they might not even turn up. But no one cares. It's not a big thing.
In high school, just school sports. And even I played on a high school volleyball team, and I just have so many great memories of the entire school coming to support us at big matches. And in France, you don't have school teams, like sport teams linked to your school. Often sports or extracurricular activities.
Oh, we have school teams linked to our schools, but it's just not a big deal.
Activities are at private clubs. So it's not that there aren't people there supporting you, it's just that it's not necessarily linked to your high school or your middle school. And I think that's something that's really missing in France. It brings up such a great school spirit and everybody being together, and I think you're kind of missing out on that one. Just the entertainment industry in the US is really incredible. When you think of some of the biggest, like, worldwide global success
but we could just take
like E.T. and Avatar and Titanic, they came from the States. If you think about the music industry, 5 of the top 10 global artists in 2000.
I see your point with entertainment, but these are like reasons she misses the USA. We just have it over here. The only shows and movies, I kid you not, that I watch is American. And I just watch it on like Netflix and stuff.
2019 were American. I don't know, you think of Netflix, which is my lifeline right now.
That's everyone's life.
Or if you think of some of these great TV shows that had like real global success, like Friends or Sex and the City, you know, they came from the States. I don't think that the films or the TV shows are necessarily so much better in the US than in France, but we've definitely created a media industry over there that's easier to export or has more success worldwide on a global scale.
Oh, no. American movies and shows are definitely better than what I've seen. Like, listen. So many people try to get me to watch, like, even British shows. I just can't, like, I don't know why. I'm not lying when I say this. But, like, when I go on Netflix and I click on a show that might look somewhat good by the thumbnail, right? And as soon as I hear, like, the British accent, you can just tell it's a British production. And weirdly, I just turn it off. I just don't like it. I don't know why. There's just something about it where I just don't like. Yeah, we do have some good movies and some good shows. Don't get me wrong. There is a few that I really, really like. But most of the time, yeah, I just stick to my American stuff. And that's about it, yeah.
And while France definitely has its own industries that make a mark on the global map, I would have to say that the US wins for entertainment.
Right.
The next 3 all have to deal with driving.
Driving
the
license.
First thing just being getting your license. So when I was a student, actual driver's education was a curriculum. It was part of my classes at school. Now, I went to a public school. If you went to a private school in the US when I was a student, then you did have to go to a private company to get your driver's license, and it cost about $300. But for me, it was completely free. I went to, like, one of my classes was driver's ed. I went for 2 months. I took the written exam at school.
All of it was free.
I had teachers at school after school who taught me how to drive. And then I went to the DMV to get my license.
You had teachers at school that teach you how to drive. What?
And pass my driver's test. And it was all free, everything. In France, when my husband...
Wait. Is this actually a thing? Wait, you get taught how to drive in school? And it's all free? Oh, what? In the UK, you have to pay for your driving lessons. It's like $30 a lesson. And you have to have so many lessons until your driving exam and your driving test. And you have to pay for that as well. And you have to pay for the theory as well. Bro, it's mayhem. Wait, is that actually true? You guys got to comment down below if that's true or not. I need to know.
Husband got his driver's license
free in America.
10 years ago. He spent about 2,000 euros. That was about the average price, I think, then to get his license. I know things have changed in France now, and it's a little
cheaper
bit
here,
less expensive. It's more, I think, on average around 1,200 euros.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But that's still a lot of money compared to the US, and it's not offered with school, so.
I can't believe school teachers teach you how to drive in America. Bro, hi kids, welcome to the lesson of driving. Actually, that's actually smart. Because it's something you need to learn.
Whether or not you have a very fancy car, or in my case,
License
not
plates.
so very fancy, I drove around my mom's old light green minivan, but it worked, so that was great, and I could safely and legally fit 6 of my closest friends in the back, so holla. Then you got to get your license plate. And in the US, this was so fun because we can actually personalize our license plates.
Huh?
So I had a friend whose last name was Gordon, so her license was G Baby. I don't know, you see all kinds of crazy ones. You see like Jesus or Be Positive. You can have motivational
We could do that, but there's definitely rules to it, and it costs a lot.
ones. You can have mascots, so I would see like Hawkeye.
What? You can like just personalize it easy like that without paying loads? What? Like, if I wanted a license plate in the UK for L3WG, I'll probably have to pay like 6 grand.
Honestly, I mean, as long as no one else has chose what you want and you kind of follow the rules, you get to
Oh,
personalize.
right. Okay.
And in France, it's not necessarily the case. The only real like personalization is when you say the region, the department you come from, and they choose the number that goes with your department. But I mean, the license plates are just boring. So.
Oh, so I think in America you still have to pay for like the license plate, and it's like one to one person. So same as the UK, but in France you can't really personalize it. Interesting.
Not as fun to be on a road trip in France and be on the lookout for license plates. And finally, something pretty genius that I think in the US is the fact that you can turn right on red. So in the US, if you're at a stoplight waiting and you're in the right-hand lane and you're going to turn right, as long as there's no traffic coming from the left, you have the right to go if there's not a sign whenever you want. So you're not really blocked.
See, this would scare me if I was driving in America. The fact that I can drive on red. So many people will be beeping at me. Bro, when I go to get over to America, I'm going to have to, like, redrive lesson.
Traffic on the right, which I think is really cool, and you can't do this in France. So if anybody is planning a European road trip...
Yeah, don't do that in France.
I find there's a lot more pressure in France to know what you want to do as a job when you're an adult at a very young age. In the US, it's really common for kids to go to university and they don't know what they want to do.
Right, that's kind of changing in the UK a little bit, but like we're similar to France in the sense of like you're kind of pressured at the end of school, before college and before university, to kind of know what you want to do.
Major is undefined for 2 years. They test classes, they try out new things, and then by the time that they're 20, 21, they need to decide where they want to specialize in.
Right.
In France, it feels like this happens much earlier, more when you're in high school and you're choosing specific tracks to focus on that will bring a specific exam at the end of your high school that then takes you to a specific track in university. It's all very linked to what you did in high school, and I find that there's way less flexibility in France to change once you've gotten to university or once you've graduated to then go into a different path. It doesn't happen as often in the US, and I think it's just too much pressure on kids at a young age.
Yeah, that's true. That is actually really true, because even talking to my sister, I was like asking like, oh, do you have any idea what you want to do? And you could just tell like she feels pressured to like, she needs to have it figured out. Do you know what I mean? Like, just relax, see what happens, go with the flow, see what you kind of like. You're going to probably change your mind.
If you've never heard of Costco or Sam's Club, you are missing out. So in
we have
US,
them in the UK, I think.
Stores that
we do.
Sell items in bulk, so in very large quantities. So the idea is you pay membership fee, so like $100
Such a good idea.
and then you're able to go into the store, and for example, you can buy 50 yogurts for the price of 20 that you would normally get at your Carrefour or your Auchan down the street.
Why don't I shop there? I'm going to have to look into getting one. Like getting a card and going there.
And it's really great when you're a family because you're able to save a lot of money by buying in bulk. Now, this would be really hard in Paris where we have really small apartments, and so where would you store the extra food? But for all the rest of France or people not living in big cities, I feel like this would be amazing. So my final one and my favorite one is cash back. So in the US, when you go and you buy something, whether it's like groceries or you're buying clothes, the cashier rings you up and then she says, do you want any cash back? And you'll say, yeah, give me $20 or...
Oh, wait, you could do this in, I was going to say America. I'm thinking I'm living in America. I'm not in America. You could do this in the UK. I don't know if you could do it everywhere. Well, I don't know. I think you might be able to. But you could do it in a lot of places because I've done it loads. Where I was like, they would ask you, I'll ask them. I'd be like, okay, do you do cash back? Can I get some cash? And they'll just charge you and then just give you the cash. But yeah.
Give me $50 and she'll add that to the amount that you owe, and then you pay with your card.
Yeah,
and
it's
she
good.
gives you back the amount that you asked for cash back. It's magic, guys. So you don't have to run to the ATM or the bank to pick up cash. And I feel like this would be so amazing in France because we often need cash in France. There's so many places that say like, if you don't, spend 10 euros or if you don't spend 15 euros, we don't take a card. I don't see this a lot in the US, but in France all the time. So I visit the ATM pretty regularly to make sure I have like change for
Why don't France have cash back if they're so cash dependent?
Or stuff. So I feel like cash back would be an amazing thing to implement into France. So just an idea, guys.
This was a good video, though.
I hope you enjoyed my video. I enjoyed this. Things that I think the US does better than France. I can't wait to hear in the comments below what you
That was good, yeah. Make sure you guys let me know in the comments what you think to those points right there. Make sure you guys update me on anything. But yeah, really good video. Make sure you check her out. A link will be in the description. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you leave a thumbs up. Subscribe for more content. I'm live every single day on twitch.tv/L3WG. If you guys want to check me out over there, I am posting a lot more on my Patreon. If you guys do want to help support me over there, it really does help out. The link is in the description. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.